You're listening to the Power Agent Blogcast, empowering agents to elevate their business to the next level.
Challenges are just a guide, leading you, don't run and hide. You've got the heart, you've got the drive, feel it pound, you're alive. Power Agent.
Okay, picture this for a second. You're a real estate agent, maybe showing a vacant place. It's getting a bit late. Tuesday evening, say. The light's going, the house is eerily quiet, and I don't know, something about this new client just feels off. You know that feeling. Your gut is basically screaming at you, but you kind of push it down. You're worried, right? About being rude or maybe losing the sale. What do you actually do in that moment? Today, we are going way beyond theory. We're diving deep into how you navigate those critical moments. We've pulled together insights that honestly could save a life. And we're going to show you how being proactive about safety, it isn't just a shield, it can actually build your business. Welcome, everyone. This is a special deep dive into a topic that really touches anyone who values trust and professionalism and personal security, real estate agent safety. And September is actually Agent Safety Month, so perfect timing to really focus in. We've sifted through a whole stack of sources: real estate agent safety essentials, articles from NAR, The Close, looked at specific safety apps, all to bring you the really vital stuff. Now, most people, when they think real estate, they picture, glamorous open houses showing dream homes. But our sources, they reveal a different side. Real estate can be surprisingly risky, and we're talking specific vulnerabilities here. Things like meeting complete strangers in empty houses, or hosting open houses all by yourself, working odd hours, maybe in neighborhoods you don't know that well. These aren't just small hassles, they're situations that demand real preparation. And what's really striking, what our research makes clear, is that safety isn't just, common sense, it's a skill. Like prospecting or negotiation. It takes study, it takes practice, consistently.
Yeah. And what's fascinating, or maybe sobering, is that these risks, they aren't just hypothetical. They are absolutely backed by data. The National Association of Realtors, they report that roughly 1 in 5 agents has actually feared for their personal safety while on the job.
1 in 5? Wow.
Yeah, it's a significant number. And it just underscores that ignoring these risks is, well, it's a gamble no professional should take, period. You see those tragic headlines sometimes mentioned in the sources. They're a really stark reminder that thinking, oh, it won't happen to me, that's just not a viable protection strategy. So this deep dive, it's really about equipping you with concrete knowledge, yes, but also, maybe more importantly, a shift in mindset.
Absolutely, 100%. So, okay, what does this mean in practical terms? For someone wanting to be really prepared, our sources, they lay out 5 core safety practices every agent should master. And honestly, like I said, a lot of these are just great life lessons too, Beyond real estate, let's jump into the first one, controlling that initial meeting. This practice really hammers home one critical rule: never, and they mean never, meet a brand new client at a property first. Just don't do it. The strong recommendation is always schedule that first meeting somewhere public. Your office, fine. A busy coffee shop, great. Or even, virtually these days. And here's where you get proactive. Verify their ID if you possibly can. There are tools now, like Forewarn, that make this much easier than it used to be. Lets you get a clearer picture of who you're dealing with before you ever step into a showing.
That's such a key point, making it standard policy. But I can imagine some agents might feel a bit awkward about that.
Well,
how do you communicate it? You don't want to sound overly suspicious or distrustful to a potential client. Did sources give any pointers on phrasing?
That's a great question. Yeah, they do. They emphasize communicating it confidently. Frame it simply as your standard professional practice. Something like, to ensure the best and safest experience for both of us, my policy is to first meet all new clients here at my office for a quick introduction before we head out to properties. Or, it helps me really understand your needs better and make sure we're fully prepared.
Okay, yeah.
Most clients, the sources say, actually respect that professionalism. They appreciate you prioritize safety, not just yours, but implicitly theirs too.
Right. It sets a clear, respectful boundary right from the start. Professionalism.
Exactly. It demonstrates you're serious. So, okay, you've secured that first meeting, done the checks. But the sources still really stress that solo showings, they still carry unique risks.
Yeah.
What's the next layer of protection they recommend, especially for those times when you were on your own?
Yeah, you're hitting right on the second core practice.
Yeah.
Mastering the buddy system.
Yeah.
The research consistently highlights just how vulnerable solo showings and open houses can make you. So the advice is clear. If it's at all possible, bring someone. A colleague, maybe an assistant, even a trusted friend sometimes. It's just an extra set of eyes, an added layer of security. It can even be a deterrent. But if that's really not feasible, the sources stress having robust check-in systems in place. That means letting someone know exactly where you are, who you're meeting, and critically, when you expect to be finished.
Okay.
And the real key takeaway here, what our sources call a power move, is leveraging tech for this. Use a shared calendar maybe, or better yet, a safety app that automatically pings your emergency contact if you don't check in by a certain time.
Okay, so it's automated.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
automates that critical safety net. So if something unexpected happens and you can't make the call yourself, someone is alerted almost immediately.
That's brilliant. Using tech to create that safety blanket automatically takes some of the pressure off constant vigilance, puts it into a system. Okay, now let's shift to actually being there physically at the property. Our sources detail this third practice, owning the space. This means always letting the client walk ahead of you, always, and making sure you stay closest to the exit, it sounds. Maybe basic. But the sources suggest there's more to it than just having an escape route, a deeper psychological element. What's really going on there?
You've definitely hit on it. It's not just physical positioning, though. That's key. It's about controlling the visual field. And crucially, managing your own cognitive load.
Cognitive load, okay.
Yeah, think about it. When you're leading, your back is often to the client, right?
Yeah.
You're focused on presenting the home, turning on lights, opening doors. That takes a lot of mental energy, directed away from your immediate surroundings and the person behind you.
Right, I see.
By letting them lead, you keep them in your line of sight, pretty much constantly. It reduces that cognitive burden. Your brain is freer to process subtle cues, watch their body language, just stay generally aware. And the really critical insight from our reading, the power move here, isn't just knowing where the exits are. It's mentally rehearsing your path to the door.
Rehearsing it.
Yes, because our sources explain this isn't just about physical escape, it's a cognitive thing too. In a super high-stress situation, your prefrontal cortex, your logical brain, it can freeze up. But if you've rehearsed that path, even just in your mind, that motor memory can kick in. It lets you act more instinctively, maintain some control, even when fear might otherwise just paralyze you.
Wow.
It builds that proactive response right into your subconscious.
That is incredibly powerful. Moving from just knowing something passively to having an almost instinctive reaction ready. It's definitely not just common sense anymore, is it? It reminds me of the fourth core practice, which touches on something really deeply human. Trust your gut. Our sources absolutely underline how vital intuition is here. If something feels off, they insist it probably is off. But this bumps right up against that common fear we talked about, worrying about being perceived as rude, or worse, losing a client. And the sources, they are crystal clear on this point. Safety trumps sales every single time, no exceptions. And to help with that difficult moment, they actually give concrete examples of exit phrases you can have ready to go. Like, oh, I just realized I need to grab something crucial for my car. Let's reschedule this. Or maybe, I'm so sorry, a sudden family emergency just came up. We'll have to rebook for another day. Those are so practical. But I imagine it still takes real guts to actually use one in the moment.
Yeah.
The sources didn't just give us the phrases, though, did they? They really pushed on why giving yourself that internal permission is so critical. What's the deeper reason there?
Oh, absolutely. This might be one of those crucial power moves that they mention. Just giving yourself permission to walk away. No apology needed, really.
Yeah.
Our sources dig into the cognitive biases that often make us ignore our intuition. You know, there's that strong desire to please people. Confirmation bias, where you actively look for reasons not to trust that gut feeling. And the sunk cost fallacy, like, well, I've already invested this much time, I should just push through the discomfort.
Yeah, I can see that.
This permission to walk away directly fights against those deeply ingrained social and psychological pressures. It empowers you, flat out, to prioritize your well-being above any perceived social awkwardness or potential business loss. It's about recognizing your intuition isn't just some random feeling. It's your brain rapidly processing a ton of subtle cues that maybe haven't even reached your conscious awareness yet. Trusting it, that's an act of self-preservation. And frankly, it's highly intelligent.
That really reframes the whole gut feeling idea. It's not vague, it's a legitimate data point. Powerful. It's a message that definitely resonates beyond just real estate, I think. And finally, the fifth core practice. This one's all about staying tech savvy. Your phone, obviously, is highlighted as a fundamental lifeline. The advice is simple but absolutely crucial. Keep it charged. Make sure location services are on. Have key emergency numbers right there, easily accessible. But our sources broaden the scope beyond just your phone, right? It's not just about the device in your pocket.
Yes, definitely. It goes beyond just the phone itself to knowing about all the available tools out there, the various safety apps, digital ID checks like we mentioned, even things like smart home devices that could potentially record who enters a property during a showing. It's about leveraging every piece of tech you reasonably can to add layers to your security. And the key insight here, the power move for this practice, is about building safety checklists right into your routine, especially for things like open house prep.
Okay, integrating it.
Exactly. Think about it. Charging your phone, notifying your broker about your schedule and location, physically confirming all the exits in the property, maybe even mentally running through those exit phrases we discussed. Making these steps an integral part of your professional routine, just like putting out sign-in sheets. This systematic approach, it's not just about remembering stuff, it actually reduces your mental load if a stressful situation does arise, and it ensures consistency. It makes safety a reliable habit, not just an afterthought you hope you remember.
That really connects all the dots, doesn't it? From the theory right down to tangible, repeatable actions. Okay, now here's where, for me, it gets really interesting. Our sources bring up this kind of counterintuitive insight that being proactive about safety isn't just a defensive shield. It actually elevates your professionalism. It becomes a business builder. It's not just about what dangers you avoid, but what positive things you actually gain. How does that work?
Yeah, and that raises a really important question, doesn't it? How exactly does practicing safety build your business? Well, our sources detail some specific benefits. First, and maybe this is the most personal one, your family rests easier. Knowing you have a plan, knowing you take precautions, that reduces their worries significantly.
Good point.
Second, you model a standard of care. That can genuinely inspire others in your office, helping to foster a broader culture of safety awareness. It lifts everyone up. And crucially, it deeply impacts client perception. Think about it. A buyer trusts you more when they see you taking sensible precautions. It signals that you're prepared, you're detail-oriented, and you're genuinely invested in a secure professional process for everyone involved.
Okay, yeah, they see you're thorough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a seller, too, they perceive you as more serious, more professional. When you run an open house with visible structure and security measures in place, it signals competence. So ultimately, safety and success, they aren't at odds at all. They actually reinforce each other, building that reputation for reliability and trust.
That makes so much sense. It's like demonstrating competence on multiple levels, almost an unconscious signal to your clients that you've got things handled. Now, to help you actually put some of these tech-savvy ideas into practice, let's dive a bit deeper into some specific tools. We looked at the Closes article, 11 top real estate safety apps you need to know about, and it highlights several really excellent options. These are tangible steps, things you could look into, today or tomorrow.
Indeed. Let's touch on a few that really stood out from the sources, focusing on their unique strengths.
Yeah.
Okay, first up, there's Be Safe. This app seems best for those times you're walking alone, or maybe doing solo showings. What makes it powerful is its ability to create a personal safety network of your chosen contacts. It offers GPS tracking, but also check-in timers and emergency alerts that go out automatically to your network if you don't disarm the timer.
So it contacts your people for you.
Exactly. If you're delayed or you feel unsafe and activated, your trusted circle is notified right away. It creates that immediate support system. Then there's Forewarn, which we mentioned earlier, but it's worth emphasizing. This one is really a potential game changer for verifying client identity and background before you even agree to meet.
Right, the preemptive check.
Precisely. It offers powerful stuff, reverse phone lookups, checks for criminal history, some financial data, even property and vehicle ownership details sometimes. It really helps you, as the source puts it, know who you're meeting with. Well, before you step into a potentially vulnerable situation like an empty house showing, huge peace of mind. For open houses specifically, or property showings in general, Safe Showings is another strong option. Its key advantage seems to be automating visitor identification and those safety checks during the event. It features facial capture of visitors as they enter.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, geolocation tracking and safety timers with automatic alerts. What makes it stand out is how it removes that manual burden of trying to log every single person, while ensuring that if you don't end the timer as planned, your emergency contacts get notified immediately, often along with a picture of the last person scanned in.
That's very clever.
Then there's Real Safe Agent. This one's focus is a bit different. It's designed specifically to build a supportive safety network among other agents. It has features like Accompany Me invites, where you can quickly ask a nearby colleague to join you, drop in alerts for check-ins, 911 integration, plus they offer safety webinars. It really stands out because it activates a community, leveraging the power of collective vigilance right there within the industry itself. Agents looking out for agents.
Like a digital buddy system.
Kind of, yeah. And finally, let's mention the CentriKey Real Estate app. This one is obviously best if your market uses CentriLock's lockboxes for property access. Its features include seamless syncing with those lockboxes, but also has built-in safety check-ins and emergency alert functions that notify your contacts. What distinguishes it is that combination. It directly bundles property access control together with personal safety features, streamlines both getting into the house and staying safe while you're there.
Okay, that's a great overview of some practical tools. It feels like this whole deep dive really boils down to one core message we kept seeing in the sources. Don't just read, act. It's just not enough to know this stuff intellectually. You've got to integrate it, make it part of your daily, weekly routine. Our sources really encourage concrete steps. Go audit your current habits, update your office policies maybe, print out that safety checklist your brokerage probably has and actually use it. Share this stuff in meetings. Maybe even role play some what-if scenarios with colleagues to mentally prepare. Because that preparation truly is power. The overall sentiment from the sources is just so clear. You work too hard, you give too much, you mean too much to your family, your clients, your colleagues. You just can't cut corners on this. Stay safe, stay smart. And as Darryl in one of the sources often says, don't forget to keep smiling.
Yeah, and if we just connect this back to the bigger picture for a second, this deep dive, I think, really shows us that being proactive about safety, it isn't just about avoiding danger. It's actually a pretty profound statement about your professionalism, about the care you take. It kind of makes you consider, really in any profession, doesn't it? How does that visible, intentional preparation build trust? How does it enhance your reputation instead of just feeling like some necessary, maybe annoying chore? So the question to maybe leave you with is, what areas in your own life or your own work could benefit from that same level of intentional, visible preparedness? Where could you move beyond just knowing what to do to actively practicing and integrating those safeguards?